Joining us to speak on the power play in the APC ahead of the 2023 general election is the former APC National Vice Chairman, South-South, Hillard Etta. Good to have you here on Newsday.
Thank you very much.
And let's get started with the burning issue concerning microzoning. And we look at it, some within the party ranks will even start by saying that they do not believe in zoning, that it's not enshrined in our constitution, although the parties actually have it enshrined in their statutes and the rest of them. For you, as a former member of the APC, do you believe in zoning? And do you think this zoning issue should be heating up the polity as we head towards 2023?
Well, first of all, let me correct you just said as a former member of the APC. I remain a member of the APC.
Okay.
Zoning may not be found in the nation's constitution. Perhaps even in some parties' constitution, you may find that you do not have provisions for zoning. But zoning is, for me, a tool for national development in Nigeria, as we have found ourselves. We spread political offices throughout Nigeria because we feel that we are in a heterogeneous environment and that most components of the Nigerian society must feel part of the enterprise, part of the Nigerian project. That is why political offices are always spread around. Now, anybody who tells you that he does not believe in zoning in Nigeria today is being clever by half, because I believe that the Nigerian nation will not vote, for instance, for a ticket that has a Southern presidential candidate and a Southern vice presidential candidate. And you know, if we did not arrive here, it could be possible for a Southerner to also have a vice presidential Southerner on the same slot. But because we cannot do so, zoning has come to stay for now. And until we get to a point where our leadership engineering process would have developed to a point where we would not look at areas where people come from. But for now, Nigeria is at a point where we cannot but look at where people come from.
All right.
So can we talk about the alleged power tussle within the APC? We are hearing reports that some people are fighting against a so-called anointed candidate by the president for the post of the national chairman of the party. And then we're also hearing reports that INEC has not acknowledged receipt of notice of the convention, which is planning to hold on March 26th. It seems like there's a little, should I say, some form of crisis within the APC. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, I keep saying that a political organization is peopled up, is made up of people. And the moment you have a human organization, you cannot run away from conflicts. You cannot run away from crisis, because even in nuclear families, you still have divergent views on issues. But I am of the opinion that for the crisis in the APC to abate and for us to move forward, that Mr. President, who is the leader of the party, must convene a meeting, and the National Working Committee of the party is central to that meeting. The reason is because the very beginning of this crisis has not been solved. The problems that started this crisis have not been taken care of. So,
what are these problems?
I'll tell you this. You remember that in 2018, a National Working Committee was elected to run the affairs of the party. On 16th of June 2020, the appeal court affirmed the decision of the ward of the national chairman, then Comrade Adams Oshomole, that he had been suspended. Remember, the court did not say that he had been expelled. He has been suspended. And even suspensions in any organization are time-bound, are within the precinct of time. Now, we had a scheduled meeting of the NWC on the 17th. The chairman had convened that meeting before he was removed by the court. So the meeting was, to all intent and purposes, legal and constitutional. In that meeting, we recognized the judgment of the court, the order of the court. And we proceeded to make the deputy national chairman at the time, Governor Ajimobi, to take over the reins of leadership. But unfortunately for us, at the time, Governor Ajimobi was indisposed. And as the constitution of the party has it, we were now faced with the responsibility of choosing amongst us one who will lead the party until such a time that either Governor Ajimobi would have recovered from his sickness or the suspension of the national chairman would have lapsed. And incidentally, 16 out of 21 members of the National Working Committee chose me to lead the party until such a time. Now, on the 20th of June of that same month, Chief Victor Giadom, who then was the Deputy National Secretary, not in line to succession, he did not partake in the meeting that even made Ajimobi and myself to run the party, issued a notice for the national executive meeting of the party. Now, that was not envisioned, that was not envisaged, it was not intended by the framers of our constitution. There is no, from the first page to the last page of our constitution, there is no provision for a deputy national secretary to convene a meeting. In fact, the NEC meeting can only be convened through two processes. The first one is that the national chairman and whoever acts on his behalf must give a notice of 14 days to convene the NEC of the party. Now, failure to do this, if that cannot be done, then 2/3 of the members of the NWC will sign up and convene the meeting of the NEC. There is nowhere in the Constitution where any other person, and I must say this with a lot of humility and a lot of respect for Mr. President, even the president cannot convene the NEC meeting as we have it in our Constitution. Now, that meeting supposedly held on the 25th of June, where even people who are not members of NEC were found in that meeting. I'll give you a travesty that is going on even as of today. And if you see the report of The Guardian of this Monday, where I said that the INEC is complicit in whatever is happening in the party today. Because the INEC has in its records those who were elected in the 2018 National Convention of the party to run the party. At the time that Victor Giadom convened the meeting, I did not hear from the INEC, where the INEC said they cannot recognize this meeting because he has no right to convene this meeting. Now, the travesty as we have it today, flowing from there, is that even somebody like Senator Agbanudo, not elected in the convention of the party, not elected anywhere, is the one that supposedly is writing letters on behalf of the party, convening NEC. Now, in our constitution, if NEC is convened and members who are not NEC are found in the meeting, it completely violates our constitution and makes every deliberation invalid. So, holistically, like I said, the president has to convene a meeting with the NWC central to that meeting, with our governors, with the leadership of the National Assembly, with the leaders as we know them across the nation. We have to sit down. In 24 hours, we can resolve all of these crises if the president will do what he needs to do.
Okay, well, it seems like the APC has some issues that have been going back for quite a while. Thank you for explaining that to us. In light of all the situations and the daylight coup, as it's been described last week, do you think that the convention will hold on the 26th of March?
Well,
very briefly, we're running out of time.
Well, I am in no position to say whether it will hold or not hold, but I will tell you this. If you sow, sorry for the cliche, but if you sow a wind, you will reap a whirlwind. And the Bible, I'm a Christian, the Bible says that for as long as the earth remaineth, there will be seed time and harvest time. We're just harvesting all of the crises that we have on our own planted. We need to look back and be the leaders that the people have elected us to be, and look at these problems from selfless positions. And tackle.
Is 11 days enough to actually do all this?
It's a lot.
The president can do it in one day.
Okay.
The president can do all of this in one day. The crisis is not irreconcilable. The president can do this if he wants to do it. That is my position.
All right. Well, I say many thanks to you for sharing your thoughts with us today, Hillard Etta. Well, let's see how things actually unravel. 11 days, and the countdown is actually on to the 26th of March. And looking forward to the APC convention. Thank you very much for your time here on Newsday.